My dear things, it's a change of direction now. We go from 5-day Test cricket to one-day internationals, first of all, and then just down the road next week in Sri Lanka, it is the T20. And we're going to see what the white ball clothes of dear Peter Christian look like. Wonderfully hot in Sri Lanka, just as it was in Australia for that dreadful Ashes series. And what clothes are Peter Christian going to produce? Well, you've only got to look at their website and you will find something to suit every possible occasion. Get your order in and they'll come back with a splendid discount as always. Now, it is a change of direction and it's very pertinent, this. There is a party of 15 players. In fact, there are 15 players who were selected to go for the ODI tour to Sri Lanka, but only 14 will actually get there because Rian Ahmed, the leg spinner from Leicestershire, who's only 21, he and Adil Rashid, who's in the Yorkshire leg spinner, 37 years now, Adil Rashid, who was selected for the T20 part of the tour in Sri Lanka and then to go on for the World Cup. They have not yet been issued visas by the Indian government. This is extraordinary. They both have come from Pakistani origin, but surely to goodness in this day and age, the Indians must know that two English cricketers are going to have or will have Pakistani origins because they know all about both these two spinners, and you would have thought it would all have been processed very easily and quickly, but instead of which there's a big delay, and neither of them, neither Rashid nor Ahmed, are going to be able to go to Sri Lanka for that first leg of the tour. And this really does seem to me to be, bureaucratic incompetence, but there we are. These things happen. I suppose they always will go on happening, but they seem so utterly laughable, don't they? Now, the problems in, first of all, Sri Lanka. Joe Root, though, who is going, he is going to be the bulwark, if you like it, of the side, and his presence is so important. He had not a particularly good tour of Australia, just those two Test hundreds, nothing else. He didn't even reach 20 in any other Test innings. But he is going to be so important because Harry Brook, who is captain of the tour, for his fellow Yorkshireman, so to speak, Harry Brook is really under a cloud. Last year he was appointed to take over the one-day captaincy from Jos Buttler, who has retired from the captaincy but is still in the side, I'm glad to say, because his experience, like Root's, is going to be badly needed. But Brook took over, and then we saw in New Zealand before the Ashes tour began that he got into real trouble with a nightclub bouncer the night before the third one-day game, which was in Wellington. Here was a chap captaining his country for the first time and went into a battle of fisticuffs with a bouncer, a nightclub bouncer. I think it was very, very, very stupid of him. And it shows that really Brook is not as yet fit to captain an England side. I personally think the captaincy, and I said this the other day, should have been removed straight away. I'd have kept him in the side as a player, of course I would, but not as captain. Anyway, he is in charge and the spotlight is going to be on him. Not only on him, but also the other 6 members of the England touring party to Australia who are in this ODI squad. And most of all, this is yet another important character, the manager-coach, Brendan McCullum, whose performance in Australia left a great deal to be desired. He really didn't prepare or go through all the drills that he should have done with the England players. And he was, I think, very responsible for that 4-1 loss in the Ashes. If England now have a really good series, the warm-up series in Sri Lanka, and then go on to win the T20 World Cup, will McCullum hold on to his job? He runs the white ball cricket as well as the red ball cricket, too much for anyone, I think. But if he does win the World Cup, I think his chances probably of holding on to his job may well have increased considerably. I personally feel that McCullum's time, along with that of Bazball, has come. But anyway, the pressure is really going to be on Brook and McCullum at the top, so to speak. they're going to have pressures from every direction, and therefore it's going to be a very big ask for them this tour. England's T20, well, first of all, the ODI side, the 3 matches. The first one starts on Thursday, the day after tomorrow, the 22nd of January. Then we have another one 2 days later on the 24th, and the third on the 27th. And these are all 3 being played in the same ground in Colombo. England's one-day fortunes have been down in the dumps, really, since they won the World Cup, didn't they? Well, the World Cup T20, but actually their fortunes have been down in one-day cricket, and Jos Buttler lost the job as captain because of this. It was given too early to give it to Brook, but they gave it to him, and Brook has shown that he is not yet ready for it. Anyway, he is there in charge, and goodness me, can this side lift Brook, lift McCullum, and perhaps lift the T20 World Cup? I don't know. T20 cricket and ODI cricket, they're both lotteries. T20 is more of a lottery. But first of all, we got the ODIs, the One-Day International, 50 overs a side. And we've got Zach Crawley, for instance. He's in the ODI side. He'll have the chance to play a bit of an innings rather than to go in and just look to slog Bazball-wise right from the start. Ben Duckett will be with him. And who will take the spinner's role? Well, Liam Dawson's in the squad as the only specialist spinner. I think he'll be back. There'll be Joe Root's off breaks to help him. And if need be, Will Jacks will be there. And we saw in Australia, he's a useful middle-order batsman and bowls fairly decent part-time off breaks. Although, of course, he dropped a clanger of a catch, didn't he, in that last test in Sydney, and then got himself out playing a stroke almost as ridiculous as Jamie Smith. Jamie Smith, the wicketkeeper, has been dropped from both sides, both the T20 side and the ODI side, where the wicketkeeping will be done probably by Jos Buttler and maybe by Tom Banton, the Somerset, a young Somerset batsman who is also a good wicketkeeper. But I think Jos Buttler will probably take the gloves early on. What's going to happen? Sri Lankan cricket is being run very, very badly at the moment. And this has caused, I think, interest to fall away. It's caused certainly the number of skilled players on view to fall away. And I'd be very surprised if England don't win all their one-day games in Sri Lanka. But, as I say, England have been a bit poorly as far as one-day cricket results have been concerned lately, and it could be a much tighter series than I fear. Anyway, I will be on Thursday morning to talk about the first game, and let's hope it'll be another England victory. While I'm sitting here, I'm just thinking, you probably see behind me on the wall a framed picture with names on it. It was the seating plan and the people who were there when I was asked in 2014 to go and have lunch at Buckingham Palace with the Queen and Prince Philip. And there were 12 of us in all. And the 2 I particularly remember were James Martin, the TV chef, who sat next to the Queen, and also the lady who was the world champion rhubarb grower. And where did she come from? Yorkshire. She came from near Wakefield, and there we were. It was a splendid lunch, and maybe I shall have time at a later date to talk a little bit more about it. Anyway, now, don't forget to look at the Peter Christian website, to look at all their lovely clothes. And although it's still January and chilly in England, particularly so here in Norfolk, although I haven't got a jersey on this morning, you must have a look at all these wonderful clothes, get your orders in, wait for the Peter Christian discount, and, we'll be away with the white ball game coupled with their white ball clothes.